Hey there, I'm Magica, and it's been a while since you guys heard from me in our Fakemon region. I have to say that the last few months have been chaotic. I started a graphic design specialization course and I got a few commissions, and additionally, a freelance gig took up almost 100% of my time. These were just some of the reasons I wasn't able to work on any new videos for the channel. And because I wanted to create an amazing video for my return, I started designing more and more stuff, such as the map of our region. However, it got out of hand because I had to create the full region map and mini-maps for cities, and I realized that this was becoming more and more work and I would never be able to quickly finish a video like that while making sure it was good. So, I'm showing you guys the initial basic sketch of our very own Quara region. This sketch was done quickly and I tried to incorporate various Brazilian landmarks into the region, not necessarily in an accurate or specific order. And if you guys are interested, let me know if you'd like to see the entire painting process for this map in the future, or if you could set up streams for you guys to watch me painting this region. But for now, I'll finally review our very first regional form of the Quara region. So, for our first regional Quaranian Pokemon, I chose the Slakoth line. I've always liked this Pokemon, especially Slakoth. I've always found it so cute and it was inspired by one of my favorite animals out there, sloths. While I was scrolling through the internet, I learned that sloths tend to have their fur covered in moss. And my first thought was, this would make such a cool Pokemon, so here we are. For the first stage, I didn't want Slakoth to be too different from its Hoennian counterpart. So, I changed the colors a bit, making them darker and added a coat of moss on its back. I ended up stylizing the moss to make it look more interesting. It ended up resembling grass a bit, and that gave me the idea of putting a little sprout on its head. Personally, I really liked how this one turned out, especially the moss on its back. I enjoy adding color variety to make it look less like grass. I thought Slakoth being the first regional Pokemon was perfect, since we were mostly basing this out of Brazil, and a moss-covered sloth was perfect for the tropical forests of the region. Slakoth, the Slacker Pokemon. Quaranian Slakoth has thick fur that covers all of its body and allows a healthy moss to grow on its back. The sleeping habits of Hoennian Slakoth contributed to this form change when they first arrived in the Quara region. For Vigoroth, I tried keeping the same changes I had already given to Slakoth. I had parts of its fur covered with moss and tried to give it a longer fur on its arms, like how real sloths have their fur. I also tried giving it a more relaxed pose, like it's questioning before deciding if it would go on a rampage. And I added a leaf on its head to give more of that grass typing look that I wanted it to have. For the colors, I tried to keep the moss and leaves the same as Slakoth, but for the body, I decided to go with a more earthy tone, so I chose a light brown. And for this evolution, I wanted to add another typing to it, even if it doesn't necessarily show it in the design. I always believed that Slakoth line was a fighting type, and that was mainly because of Vigoroth. And I would always be shocked when I remember it was a normal type only. So, for our Slakoth line, I decided to make it a grass fighting type. I hope you guys like it. Vigoroth, the chill monkey Pokemon. A wild moss grows in this Pokemon's body by seeping away some of its life force, which in return makes Vigoroth a more calm, more thoughtful, and easier Pokemon to train. For this final evolution, I was debating making it a new evolution like Berserker or Clodsire, but since this is our first regional Fakemon, I decided to just make it the entire line. But I'm thinking of making at least a couple regional forms with their own new evolutions. But let's talk about this guy first. For Quaranian Slaking, I decided that I wanted a more interesting pose than the one that I already had, but I still wanted to convey that even if this Pokemon is more active now, it still would prefer to just sit around and do nothing all day. So that's how I posed him, just sitting. And I think that ended up reminding me of sumo wrestlers in this pose. To keep the design consistent with the other stages of this evolution line, I covered Slaking in moss, And to add more of the grass typing, and to make it more discerning from the Hawaiian Slaking, I gave it leaves where its hairs would be, trying to make it look a bit more like the hairstyle that sumo wrestlers usually wear. As for the colors, I decided to go with a darker brown because it goes well with the greens that I had chosen for the earlier evolutions. And it also reminded me of soil and plants growing out of it. Slaking, the lazy Pokemon. Slaking is now overgrown with moss throughout its body. The moss serves as an external temperature regulator for the Pokemon, while it grants the plant lots of nutrients and a safe environment to grow in the dangerous jungles of Quara. And this is our new regional form for the Slakoth line. What are your thoughts on it? Which other Pokemon would you like to see with a regional variant suitable for a tropical climate? And what do you guys think of the region name and the map? I love to hear your opinions in the comments. So thank you guys for watching, and if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on any new Fakemon videos. See you in the next one!